March Madness is in less than a week, and the NCAA tournament is starting to take shape. We're calling up Jonathan Huskey to the 4 p.m. to talk all about it.
Jonathan, thanks for being here as usual.
Sure.
OU is out of the tournament after losing to the Cowboys, but it seems like Oklahoma State is on the bubble after losing to Texas. Do you think that OSU gets in?
Well, that's the question, right? So before the Texas game, Joe Lunardi, the bracketologist from ESPN, had them as would have been number 65 in the country, the top of the last four in. That makes sense. Then they played Texas and lost. I mean, it was competitive against Texas, but lost. Now, in the latest bracketology, he has them as the first team out of the tournament, team number 69 in the country.
Oh, man.
I don't know. To me, that still qualifies as the bubble. I think they deserve to be in. They have 6 quad 1 wins. They play in the toughest conference in America. And the problem I think that Oklahoma State had was that their big losing streak, that 5-game losing streak, came after their 5-game winning streak. If they had flipped those around, if they lost 5 in a row, then figured things out and ended the regular season on a 5-game winning streak and still lost to Texas in the second round of the Big 12 tournament, I think they're in no problem just because of optics, because that looks better instead of looking pretty bad there towards the end of the regular season. So they're the team, maybe the team in the country that nobody really knows if they're going to be in or not. They're really sitting on pins and needles on Sunday.
Let's talk about the one Oklahoma team for sure in the tournament. They already have a spot. Summit League champs, ORU. What seed do you think they end up with?
Well, again, going back to Mr. Lunardi, because he's the expert. Really should have called him up today, I guess. He has them as a 12 seed, playing Iowa State in the 5 seed Iowa State in Albany in the first round. If you follow the NCAA tournament at all, you know that the 12-5 upset is a thing. That is it's a superstition. Statistically, it's a thing that happens. So if you're Iowa State, you probably don't like that too much. You've heard people nationally say this Oral Roberts team is a terrifying team to play in the first round or ever in the NCAA tournament. The thing that the Golden Eagles have working against them this year is that they're not going to sneak up on anybody. 2 years ago, they were kind of the Cinderella team out of nowhere. Who are these guys? This is what a great story. We beat Ohio State. Moving on. Now, it's the same team essentially from 2 years ago. Everybody knows about Max Asmus. Everybody knows about Paul Mills. Everybody knows about ORU. So Iowa State or whoever they end up playing in the first round, they're going to be prepared. They're going to know who ORU is and what they're capable of. So they're not going to sneak up on anybody this year. But that being said, they obviously have the firepower and the talent to do what they did 2 years ago again.
Blessing and a curse of making a name for yourself.
I mean, it's exactly what it is. Yeah, you're exactly right.
And a great record, and they got Max Asmus, so that's
it got a shot.
All right, and let's quickly talk about the Sooners. Other than a big win over Alabama, the season did not go well for OU. How do they bounce back next year?
You know, I think the thing for OU is they need to find some type of identity. There's been a couple years now for OU that the guy who ends up being kind of the guy on the team wasn't on the team last year or didn't play a meaningful role last year. They haven't had a guy who's been there for, 1 or 2 or even 3 years that people are familiar with. I think developing an identity and fully buying into Porter Moser's system will help. But then they're a team, too. When you look into the numbers, they had 6 quad 1 wins as well. They played in the toughest conference in America again. And so the record for, I think the record for any team in the Big 12 can be a bit misleading because the Big 12 was so tough. That being said, there were a lot of games that were this close for OU that went the wrong way. The difference between a terrible season and a great one is figuring out how to make those games that were this way go that way. And, I think an identity and just buying in again a little bit more to Porter Moser's system will help them get them over the hump next year.
Maybe they'll be in the NIT.
It could be. I mean, it could be, yeah. OSU will likely get an NIT bid if they don't get an NCAA bid as well. So may have a little more basketball in Stillwater.
Oh, fun. Okay, well, hey, the three of us, we will be filling out our own brackets before March Madness starts.
Oh, man.
We'll compare our picks right here at 4 o'clock. Ooh, I like that graphic.
Look at that, yeah.
This is before the tournament starts and again after it's over to see who was the most accurate, so be sure to tune in.
We will be doing our research.
Yes, we will.